It's Friday, January 5th at Portland International Airport. Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 takes off at 5:07 p.m. local time. The aircraft, a Boeing 737 MAX 9, is bound for Ontario, California with 171 passengers and 6 crew members on board. It's now just a few minutes after takeoff and the flight is climbing through at 16,000 feet above sea level when a section near the rear of the aircraft rips off. The pilot makes an initial call to the Seattle control tower.
Let's go down. Center Alaska, 1282, we're declaring emergency. We're descending down to 10,000. 50 seconds.
The pilot will also later call the Portland control tower. 21-year-old Emma Vu is on her way to visit college friends, and she's asleep near the front of the plane.
I woke up to the falling feeling of the plane. This was just so different because not only was the plane falling, but also the masks came down.
She has no idea what is unfolding in the back of the plane.
Everything happened in the span of a heartbeat. We were still clearly in the takeoff point.
Courtney Ringenbach was also sitting towards the front of the plane.
And all of a sudden there was a really loud pop or a loud bang and a whoosh of air, and the oxygen masks came down at the same exact time. And all of that was in the span of 1 second.
What she didn't know was that a part of the aircraft called the door plug had blown off, and there was now a door-sized hole on the side of the plane. According to industry experts, a door plug is a specific panel of the fuselage located near the rear of the aircraft. The door plug is not an actual door. It covers a section in the body of the plane where an optional emergency exit could also fit. According to the NTSB, the flight did not require an additional emergency exit because it wasn't configured to take in more than 200 passengers. The aircraft itself is a relatively new 737 MAX 9 delivered to Alaska Airlines on October 31st. According to the NTSB, the door plug was located on row 26, and the NTSB later confirmed no one was seated in the 2 seats closest to the door. Portland Control Tower clears Alaska Airlines 1282 for emergency landing. It's now 5:26 p.m. local time. Just 20 minutes after the plane has taken off from Portland Airport, it touches down again. Passenger Stephanie Kidd captures this footage of the emergency landing.
FOs, please stay in your seats with your seatbelt securely fastened until you are told to stand up. Thank you.
5:34 p.m. local time. The plane is now at a gate. Firefighters are seen on board the flight. According to Alaska Airlines, several passengers on board experienced injuries that required medical attention, but all passengers are now medically cleared. 11:42 p.m. Alaska Airlines CEO says in a statement that they will be temporarily grounding its fleet, a 737-9 MAX, until all 65 of them are inspected over the next few days. Saturday, January 6th, the FAA announces that it will order the temporary grounding of certain 737 MAX 9 aircrafts. And Alaska Airlines says that they've canceled 160 flights, impacting about 23,000 passengers. An NTSB team touches down in Portland to carry out an investigation. In a press conference, NTSB Chair Jennifer Hamady says this.
We could have ended up with something so much more tragic. Fortunately, they were not at cruise altitude of 30,000 or 35,000 feet.
She also says the FBI is working with local authorities to find the door and its components that fell off. She asks the public for help. Sunday, January 7th.
Went to go for a walk today and found a phone belonging to an Alaska Airlines passenger sitting on the ground.
This is Sean Bates. He found an iPhone sitting on the side of the road that the NTSB confirmed belonged to someone who was on board the Alaska Airlines flight.
So I opened it up and it was in airplane mode with a travel confirmation and baggage claim for Alaska 1282.
The NTSB begins its investigation. They also hold a second press briefing where Hamady highlights the importance of finding the plug.
Our structures team will want to look at everything on the door, to look at witness marks, to look at any paint transfer, what shape the door was in when found. That can tell them a lot about what occurred.
Monday, January 8th.
I'm excited to announce that we found the door plug.
A Portland school teacher finds the door plug in his backyard. The NTSB says it's recovered the door plug and it's sending it to the materials lab for further examination. And after inspection, United Airlines says it's found instances of loose bolts of its grounded Boeing 737 MAX 9 planes. Alaska Airlines says an initial inspection of its 737 MAX 9 fleet revealed some loose hardware on some aircraft. The chair of the NTSB tells GMA that the top fitting of the door plug was fractured.
We don't know if the bolts were loose. We don't know if bolts were in there fractured, or possibly the bolts weren't there at all.
The NTSB is continuing its investigation into what went wrong.